Hello again everybody, this is Edgy Internet Hobo with another Injustice 2 mobile video. In this video, the League Invasion seasons have concluded, and you can see my rewards on screen now. Collector of World Superman is generally not a great drop, because his challenge is currently out and you can farm his shards easily. Justice League Cyborg, however, is a pretty good drop. Jokerized Venom is a pretty solid defensive League Invasion artifact, so yeah, not too bad. In this video, I'm going to clear Heroic 5 Level 1. The first 3 fights are going to be voiceover, and the second 2 fights are going to be live commentary. So, tagging Scorpion here, I'm going to super move, and then I'm going to tag in Grodd so that I can apply his debuffs to make Puppet easier to activate. Reflective Shield there. I didn't really need to. I could have probably just held a normal block. Tag in Scorpion, do the special 2 to stun him. Unfortunately, I don't get to burn him there, so I don't trigger Puppet. I didn't get abilities disabled either, so with an 83% chance, I managed to miss both of the effects. I don't know what happened there, because it looked like I blinded him, but I think he hit me first, so a little bit of a weird thing going on there. Though I know that the boss only has 800 mil health, and this should not be an issue. Push him into the corner, spam Puppet a little bit, just continuing to do the damage. Grodd back in, hit him a couple times to reapply the debuffs. Scorpion back in, spam a couple more specials, hit him a little bit more, pop the hotspots. I just keep hitting him. Pretty standard Scorpion fight. Scorpion, ever since the rework, has been incredible. You can also see there the Grodd damage reduction doing its work. A super move for only 531. My poor boy Manta never stood a chance. Yeah, so the Scorpion chest is actually in the shop right now. It's a Scorpion Peacemaker chest, which is new. I'm still on the fence about it. Scorpion is a great legendary character, one of the best in the game. And that chest is great because it's a guaranteed character unlock. It's not shards, it's just the straight character. However, the other drop is Peacemaker, who I don't think is particularly great because he needs a lot of investment and he needs a specific team. And as far as I'm aware, I've only seen people be able to one-shot with him using Beta Club. And most people don't have Beta Club, myself included. So I'd probably not go for the chest. I mean, if it was me, I'd wait for a sale. I know the Labor Day sale is probably around the corner, and the Black Friday sale last year was incredible. It was a 50% discount on multiple guaranteed, like full unlocked legendary characters. So at this rate, I would recommend saving. So for the second fight, we've got Black Adam, Zatanna, and Superman. Pretty basic idea here. Percentage health, and then finish off with Superman. Black Adam is just the best percentage health damage dealer in the game, I think. I know Deathstroke's got synergy with Nora Snowglobe, but man, Black Adam just makes things so easy. Tag in and swipe, and look at all of that percentage health. Just look at how easy it is. I love Black Adam, man. I cannot say the same about The Rock's portrayal of Black Adam. The movie was fine, I just don't really like Dwayne all that much. Finish the percentage health with Black Adam there. Get a free special 3. I actually managed to get the special 3 off, and she doesn't hit me with the whatchamacallit? Oh, the swipe it, the low attack. So, percentage health. Unfortunately, I lose Puppet there. I think I got unlucky with a string of negative effects. And tag Black Adam in, reapply his debuffs so that Zatanna can keep Puppet up. Here, I've already done all the percentage health. I've done all of the damage buff as well. I'm just doing a couple more specials to get all of Zatanna's stuff on the screen. Now, the bad thing about using Zatanna with Superman is that Zatanna's buffs are just going to take up all the space on the screen. So I have no idea how much damage against target Superman has. In hindsight, you could always count. I'm pretty sure to do all of Superman's percentage health, because he does 20 of the opponent's max, is 10 specials, and to get all of the Superman damage buff with full Kryptonian Rage is, I want to say 8 specials? But I think a good rule of thumb is once you stop seeing percentage health, you could stop doing the special 1 and just transition into basic attack hits. I don't really like doing the special 3 unless I need to. The special 3 gives bypass to crit and lethal immunity, which is really great. But it's got a long animation, and the AI has a tendency to block it, which is kind of unfair because you wait for the AI to hit you, and then you go for the special, but because it takes so long, the AI can block it anyway. There I'm holding block a little bit long, so I can bait out her special so I don't have to worry about it. Here I'm like, you know what, let me do the special 3, so that I can get the unhittable and just not have to worry about her being annoying with her specials. There I try to play an offensive move, swipe, and try to continue the combo, but she blocks it. At the first time it wasn't too much of a risk because I still had unhittable. That time it was a little bit risky and it didn't pay off, so I went, alright, let me just do my special 3 again. She super moves me, I know it's a tier 1 boss and I'll survive, and I finish the fight with a couple more combos. Alright, so next up we've got the League of Anarchy versus Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing has armor pierce immunity, and he's a Swamp Thing boss, which means he has an annoying AI, and Elder Swamp Thing's unblockable special 1, which is just such a fair mechanic. You gotta love it, you know? So the plan is pretty simple: stack the damage buff with Girl of Steel Supergirl, tag in and out for power generation, and then finish Swamp Thing off with Poison Ivy. Both Poison Ivy and Harley work as your main damage dealer. I prefer Ivy because I have the gears for Ivy, and NetherRealm has decided to lock Heartbreaker Harley Quinn's gears behind a paywall, and it's also really scummy because most gold characters have a $5 option for their gear. Harley has one option, and that's the level 30 gears for 20 bucks. I'm missing one piece of gear. I'm not spending 20 bucks for one piece of gear. I can buy a lot with 20 bucks, dude. That's almost enough for like 2 Starbucks coffees. So, yeah, I get caught with the special there. Tag Harley in and out. Do the special. Try and get the requirements met for Girl of Steel's special there. I hold block the blind and burn coming through. I try to extend combo there, but he blocks it. I was just playing a game of chance. Tag in Harley to tank the Swamp Thing special. Fortunately, I think I was in the middle of a recovery frame, so he got to hit me. Swamp Thing really likes backing off, and he hits me with the unblockable special 1. Doesn't matter if I blocked anyway. Alright, I finally hit him with the special 3 of Poison Ivy, and we can start pushing him into the corner. Unfortunately, I let go of the block there, so he hits me with his special. He goes for his unblockable special 1, so I try to get around it by tagging in Harley, which works. I special 3 again to keep him stunned. I'm just trying to push him back into the corner so I can get the most out of Dark Metal cards. I also just like Poison Ivy's lethal damage class passive more. It usually is just insanely busted. There are certain situations where Harley is just objectively better. The 3 fast attack hits really come in handy against bosses that are lethal resistance, because lethal basically just makes Ivy's passive mute. This is actually a really close fight. For only 900-ish million health, I only had 30 seconds left. We're gonna fight Robin King in tier 1, and then we're gonna fight boss Darkseid and take a look at what we get as rewards. We're gonna use the Shazam Killer Frost team again, level 6 and level 1 passive stat artifacts. I'm gonna try and combo interrupt here. I'm okay combo interrupting with Shazam, but I'm not super confident about it. Keep the combo there. And I should have done a little bit more hits to get the most out of that keeping combo. But, you know, it is what it is. Again, keep combo, that's quite nice. This is live commentary, because I want to try a different approach. I'm actually not going to speed up this fight, so, you know, you get a real human talking to you this time. Combo here. Extending the combo with a low down attack, that's a little bit risky, but Playing with chance, and it's paying off so far. Keeping 54 combo, so our pre-20 stacking is quite quick. Again, keeping combo. Now this is the part where it's really going to matter, because my overload is above 20. Unfortunately, I don't keep combo there, which isn't actually too much of an issue, because I'm going to need to do another special 3. Now is when the real game of chance starts, because now it's all about stacking overload, and how much I stack depends on how lucky I get with keeping combo. In other news, the chests have refreshed in the store, and there's Classic the Flash, and the new Peacemaker and Scorpion chest, with Peacemaker being this season's season pass. I don't really recommend buying Flash's gears. Again, I'm not the final authority on all things Injustice 2. But from what I've seen, the Flash can really be used as just a support character to get the damage buff, and to give you a guaranteed extra fast attack hit. I would recommend getting him to 3 stars though, because when characters reach 3 stars, that's when they get all their abilities. So until then, he can only activate his special buff once with the super move, and if you lose that, you lose the damage buff permanently for the rest of the fight. Here, I'm going to continue to combo. I could block here, and I could try to tank a couple of his attacks, but I was on cruise control for too long, and now I would have to tag out, super move, tank his super move, and then block his specials. But I actually get super fortunate, and I keep all that combo. That's 39 stacks. I'm going to super move here. If you watched the previous video, spoilers ahead if you haven't, I didn't manage to kill Boss Scarecrow with the super move. So, well, this time I actually do. Alright, so for our second fight, we've got Boss Darkseid, who's going to force tag me out on successful specials, and he's going to start with a little bit of power. So as punishment for his crimes, he's getting the Raiden treatment. We're just going to power lock him at 0, and then stack a damage buff against him. Special 1 to get the darkness going, then to give Raven power steal on her next tag in. Thank you so very much, Mr. Darkseid, for all of that power. Tag Raven in again. And now she's got all the specials, all the power to do specials, excuse me. This isn't particularly great, because I'm pretty sure this is going to trigger Puppet, which I actually don't want here. But, special again, super move there. I lose the blind, and I get comboed a little bit, but shouldn't matter. I've got all 5 darkness next. For the record, you don't need to super move with Raven, but I'm pretty sure it just increases how much her darkness. I play a little risky. Super move with Raiden there, and then reset darkness. The safer play would have been to reset darkness first, but I mean Raiden's a really strong team, even with not a lot of passive stats. Ooh, I actually messed up the combo interruption here. Is that going to cost me darkness? No, fortunately it does not. I tag in while he's locked in his animation, and he didn't have enough power to do specials because I had power locked him to 0. I push him into the corner, just keep combo interrupting. Darkseid's got quite an annoying AI. He can juggle you with his special 2, and at least we're not dealing with his passive. I'm playing it really close to the line there. There was no reason to let the darkness run that close to expiring. But I know that everything is okay. Let's take a look at the rewards. Multiverse White Canary and Amulet of Arcane level 6. I have been Edgy Internet Hobo. You have been awesome. If you like what you saw, consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you again.